So I got the hoodies and I'm like, shit, now it's time to get the t-shirts because it's already hot. We sold out the hoodies like immediately though. I had like a limited amount, like 24. So I got the hoodies and I'm like, shit, now it's time to get the t-shirts because it's already hot. We sold out the hoodies like immediately though. I had like a limited.
All right, that was fun. I had to get the monitor muted over there, but we're actually live now.
Live, baby.
Live on YouTube, out there for the whole world. And this is G Slade's Indie Music Showcase. I got this awesome green screen background in case you want to read it. Anyway, yeah. So we're here today talking to. We didn't even, usually I go over like, hey, how do I say your name? But I'm guessing it's igobyneq.
Yes, that's exactly what my stage name is.
Awesome. So pretty chill show. We don't have any rigid formats here. We just chit chat, talk about you as an artist, and get into what makes you you, why you do what you do, and everything. So let's start by going over just where are you?
So currently I'm in Jacksonville, Florida. I just moved to Jacksonville in 2020, like during the midst of the pandemic. So reason why I came down here, it's just kind of like I'm one of those people that makes spur of the moment decisions. My lease was up in my apartment in Maryland. That's where I'm originally from. And so I said, fuck it, let me go to Florida. And, I want to be closer to the South because that's where the music is popping at. My ultimate goal is to go to Cali or, Atlanta, where everybody else go.
Well, I don't think the music's popping very much in California right now. Everything's locked down over there, especially like in LA.
Well, yeah, with the pandemic, everything is at a standstill. So I just kind of had to make a decision, like, what's the best option for me? Florida wide open.
Yeah, I think Florida's going to get a lot of 2021 events for that reason, that they don't have as many restrictions. And I know a lot of businesses and people are moving to Texas as well, because Texas is a little more unrestricted with their stuff. But Jacksonville is a pretty dope city. So fill me in on, like, as far as being an artist goes, something at one point, triggered you to go from, okay, I like music to I'm going to make music and I have a message to put out. So what was your journey to becoming an artist?
I don't know. Like when I look back on my journey, I feel like I'm still living it. I feel like my journey to becoming an artist is just beginning. I got a lot of music. I've been making music commercially since 2012, but I never dropped any music on any streaming services or anything until 2019. So I'm a fairly new artist, even though I've been doing music for 15 years. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like in 2019, I sat down and I had a consultation with I guess you would call her an A&R, but she kind of gave me some insight on what I need to do as an artist and how I need to brand myself. And I feel like August 2019, I dropped my project, The Girls I Know, and that's when I became an artist. That's my sound, that album.
Cool. Well, a lot of people have like a main influence or something. For me, it was 80s rock and early 90s hip hop, because I was 10 years old in 92. So that was like my sound, when it started going from just the party songs to the more serious stuff, what quote unquote gangster rap, whatever you want to call it,
Right.
I don't know if that's a real accurate or fair label for it. It was just social commentary rap if you look back on it now. But what was it that influenced you to do this particular genre and your particular style?
I'm gonna tell you, one of my biggest musical influences is Drake. When I dropped my first project in 2012, I remember I used to listen to Drake's album Take Care all the time. And it was the beat selection. And I felt like he was being extremely transparent in his music, and that's how I was in my music. I'm very transparent about my life, about my relationships, about my struggles, the pain and shit that I go through. And when I listen to his music, and importantly, the beats that he chooses, that kind of speak to my soul. So like that's my biggest influence. And then Jay-Z, like musically, Jay-Z is one of my biggest influences, not just because, you know, he makes good music, but because just the way he move in business and just how he wants to know how the music business really work. And that's how I kind of put myself.
Right on. Yeah, I can feel what you're saying about Jay-Z and the business wise. He really like changed the game in that respect. Like I know, you know, Ice Cube and Dre and them started to change it as far as just from the artist perspective, but Jay-Z really expanded it beyond the music, right? Into clothes and other merchandise. And then of course, Bad Boy, you know, and you know, Puff Daddy took that farther, and then 50 Cent, you know, made his vitamin money, vitamin water money and all that, you know.
Exactly. And I remember like seeing that, you know what I'm saying, that whole wave of rappers turning into entrepreneurs. You know what I'm saying? That's why I got my merch. I don't know if you guys can see it, but you know what I'm saying? Every year I drop a new design because I just want to keep it fresh and I want to keep it, you know what I'm saying, hot for the people that support me.
I was about to say, keep it fresh.
Yeah, keep it fresh, but it's always igobyneq merch, and you know what I'm saying, people, they really dig it. This one right here, I'm gonna show y'all again. This one, I don't know if you can tell, but it's like it has the Rocket Power theme. I don't know if anybody know the show Rocket Power, but that was a show that I used to watch growing up.
Don't make me lie to you. I don't know that show, but maybe is there somewhere I could check it out? Where can you watch it right now?
You said where? You probably just need to Google it because it was like it was a small little cartoon, like short episodes that came on Nickelodeon, like in between other TV shows. So the episodes would be like less than 15 minutes sometimes. But it was like a great show. Like
I got you. Like those Animaniac shorts where they would just be
like
in between the shows. Yeah, I remember stuff like that.
exactly.
So that's an intriguing name. igobyneq. Obviously, it's like a whole sentence, right? But tell me about that name. How'd you come up with that? And you didn't go for something else like MC or Lil or something like that, you know?
Well, strangely enough, my name used to be Young Neek. You know, everybody got the young. When I released my first project, I released it under the name Neek, which is NEQ. NEQ means never ever quit. That's what my acronym is. That's what I stand for, never ever quit. So I released it under Neek. And, you know what I'm saying, unbeknownst to myself, I found out that someone had that name. You know what I'm saying, Neek. And then even when I used the, yeah. And even when I used the Young Neek, somebody was using that. Like they already had it verified on Spotify and all that. So, you know, like I said, I'm a fan of Drake, so I always pay attention to what's going on over there. And at the time, he had an artist named I Love McConan. And I was like, well, shit, my Instagram name is igobyneq. So I just was like, I'm gonna change my stage name to igobyneq because I know nobody else has it. And it's unique to anything else. Like it's not Lil or Young or, you know what I'm saying, some, you know, just, I guess, regular shit that everybody else using. I just try to be different.
Right. Not NBA or ASAP or anything.
Yeah,
Like
you know,
that.
everybody got their crew and all that shit. So, you know, I'm old school. So I just want to be different.
I tell you, if anyone thinks we're a prudish podcast, all you got to know is we got smoking on one side and a beer on the other side. So it's a party in here.
Always got to keep me one of these. I got my own rolling papers too. Everybody that got the hoodies, they gotta test out my new rolling papers.
Really? That's really cool.
Yes. So I'm just trying to, you know, brand like my rolling papers. It's got my logo on it. It's got my website. Nothing too major, but I smoke a lot. So trying to like make that a part of my brand. You know what I'm saying?
I think more people need to smoke a lot. You know what I mean?
That is true. That is true.
Well, cool, man. So as far as when you're producing your music, are you doing the beats too? You know, are you buying beats? You doing a little of both? Do you have a dedicated producer? You know, where are you getting the music?
I actually have a dedicated producer. Most of the music that you hear is from my producer. His name is Lenny. He just changed his name to Saga the Dawn. But yeah, like I found him on YouTube like the beginning of last year. And when I found him on YouTube, he didn't really have a lot of subscribers. And that's how I find my beats. I try to get artists that don't, I mean, I try to get producers that don't got a lot of subscribers, don't got a lot of plays, and I try to build a relationship with them. And so when I met him, I noticed in one of his comments, he said he didn't have an interface. So I reached out to him and I offered to buy him one. I was like, bro, listen, I'll buy you an interface so you can get back to making beats. Let's do some business together. And so I sent him the money. He got the interface. Come to find out, he's from South Africa. So he started sending me beats and the sound just kind of developed from there. Like he produced maybe 4 tracks on my mixtape. It's called God's Gift Volume 4. And from there, we just been putting out songs after songs after songs. So like,
Yeah. So I was chilling with my son earlier, right before the show, talking to him, catching up. I just got home from work not too long ago, and we were playing darts out in the garage. And I always turn on the JBL Bluetooth speaker while I'm out there, play some music. And I was like, well, let's just listen to igobyneq because I'm talking to them in a short town. And we were both like, man, these beats are really good. Like we were both really like, because we listen to a lot of the new rap. Like we had the calendar, the release calendar that comes out on the web. Like these are the rap albums released today, and these are the rock albums released today. And we'll just go down them and listen. And sometimes you find some really good stuff. Sometimes it's not as good. But man, we were really feeling your beats and delivery and all that. So yeah, whoever you're working with is doing a great job. Maybe if you have a link or something to some of their work, I could even put that in the show description, so they can get some. I could plug them as well. For the people listening that might not know what you mean by interface, can you elaborate on that?
So to be honest with you, I don't know exactly what an interface is, but I'm going to explain to you, and I got mine right here. A lot of people probably seen this. This is the interface. So what you do is, instead of running your vocal signal directly to your computer with an HDMI microphone, which is like something that I have right here, this is the HDMI microphone. Instead of running your computer, instead of putting this mic into your computer, to give yourself a better sound, you get you an interface and you get you one of these XLR microphones. I think it's what it's called, XLR. I'm not quite sure.
But yeah, XLR is the type of cable. It's got the 3 prongs on it.
Yeah. XLR cables, and you hook it up into your interface and you get your microphone, and the quality of your vocals when you're recording is a lot better. The process, it's like, I guess it has to do with the processing of the vocals. I do all my mixing and mastering, so I'm still learning exactly what everything do. So even this one right here, I'm learning that the better this is, the better the quality of the vocal. So, get you one of these if you ain't got one.
Yeah, it's funny you held that one up. I'm gonna hold this up. So
okay.
Yeah. Now this isn't my main one anymore, but it was for a long time, and then I changed. Right now I'm using what's called Complete Audio. Complete Audio 6. It's made by Native Instruments. So either one are really good. There's nothing wrong with either interface. Yeah, you're exactly right. You get better sound quality because it's kind of doing the processing and then sending it via USB to your computer. And if you just run it right into your computer, you may run into like weird amplification issues. If you have the interface, as you can see right here, you can adjust how loud it is for your monitoring, and you can adjust how loud your inputs go. So that's really handy and really important. And then like for me, I do guitar as well. And like, so this particular interface, the Focusrite Scarlett 2i2, you could plug XLR or the 1/4-inch jacks like you see on guitar cables. You could use either one.
And play your guitar live. You just got to switch it over to what instrument?
Yeah, you could do that. And also whatever software you're using to monitor, the one you want your vocals on, you set to input 1 and set your other tracks to input 2, and you could do both at the same time if you want to.
Yeah, it's definitely.
And then, so what software are you using? Because I'm always intrigued by that kind of stuff.
I used to use a lot of my beginning work. I used to use Studio One. And then recently, I'll say in probably like October of last year, I switched to Pro Tools. And I'm using Pro Tools. I got like Waves plugin complete and all the, bells and whistles to try to like do all that. And then I got an iMac computer. I've been using Mac for probably like 5 years now.
Yeah, the Mac is really what the pros use. It hasn't aired yet, but last night I interviewed. Actually, it was a kind of a different show. I actually talked to an engineer, a producer, engineer, mixer. He doesn't create music. He just, he's like a pro producer. Like you send him tracks, he mixes and masters for you. And
Yes, I'm
he
looking
uses
for
Pro
somebody.
Tools.
I'm looking for somebody to like help create like just a general template for one of my songs.
When you say template, explain to me what you mean by that.
So let's say the Kaylee song, like I said, that's one of the songs that everybody been talking about. So I want to get that song remixed. If I send him the session, the song, what he'll do is he'll mix it and master it in the Pro Tools session, and then send that back to me already complete with all the plugins,
Right.
everything routed, everything already in there. Using the plugins, obviously make sure that we got the same compatibility for his plugins. When he send that back to me, I'll then be able to save that mix as a template and use that as a starting point for every song moving forward.
I see. So you mean like a plugin and a setting template. So when you record your vocals, you can just throw it on that track and it's more or less processed the way
Yep.
that he had done it. Yeah, that'll work if you're using a similar vocal style. You may have to have different settings for when you're doing like louder vocals or like angrier stuff, like you're yelling or you're getting
Yeah.
like grungy, and then different for when it's more like that poetic type of delivery. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And see, that's the thing. I know enough to adjust. You feel what I'm saying? So
Yeah, your stuff sounded good. So I mean, it sounds like between the two of you, you guys are doing your thing. I mean, I played it on a Bluetooth speaker, and I heard the dynamics and the different sounds of your vocals and the kick drums and the snare. The sounds came out in a way that sounded pro. So you guys, if you say you're on the upswing of the learning curve, then you're going to be really good when you get to where you want to be because it already sounds really good.
appreciate that.
Cool. So, tell us about what the latest thing you've been working on is and kind of where you are, what projects you're working on, what do you have in the works, and, what kind of moves you're making this year.
So I dropped a new song this year, Nights in the East. And different from last year, I'm trying to focus on one song at a time. So I dropped that song first, just because I just really liked it. You know what I'm saying? I didn't really know how other people were gonna react to it, but I really liked the song. So I put it out. And I'm just trying to figure out what I want to, what I'm saying, the direction I want to go with the video. But I've invested money in promoting it. I've serviced it to radio. So I'm trying to get, radio programmers and DJs to pick it up. I'm gonna try to keep it in rotation for as long as possible. If it don't get picked up, then it's cool. I have another single that's dropping with a female artist. Her name is Priya the Mystic. And I wrote the majority of the song. I wrote the hook and my verse, and she contributed a verse to it. And so like I'm working on just dropping songs so that people can see like I don't have just one good song. So I want you to focus on this song for as long as possible. I'm gonna rack up as many listens and as many plays on this song, and then I'm gonna give you another one and do the same thing and just try to just networking. This year, I'm trying to get more press. So doing interviews with people like you and getting written up in blogs and having other people talk about the music, because I feel like my shit is great. I feel like my shit is better than a lot of other people's. You know what I'm saying?
You should feel that way. You got to have confidence because if you don't, if you can't sell me, if you can't sell me yourself, then why would I buy you, right?
Right. And that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to put my shit out there to let motherfuckers know, like, I got my own sound. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about something totally different than what a lot of female rappers are talking about. And you know what I'm saying? My shit just, it just hit different. Like I feel like I made hit songs, hit records. And the only way that you gonna know is if I put this shit in your face. And I gotta keep reaching out to people and doing interviews and just putting the music out there and investing the money.
Well, we're definitely going to do our part here at the show to help you out. We also have a playlist for the show for people that have Spotify. There, if you go to playlist.gsladeshow.com, it's going to forward you over to our Spotify playlist, which is called Featured on G Slade's Indie Music Showcase. I'll put a link in the description page as well. Okay. So if you're going on YouTube after I've had time to edit the description and all that, or if you pull up the podcast on Spotify or gsladeshow.com, you can get a link to that playlist. And whenever we do a show, if the guest has songs on Spotify, we add whatever we played on the show, we'll go on Spotify. And like with the live stream, it's cool because you can watch me add it, because we're going to pull up Spotify here in a few minutes and play some of those songs. So it's pretty dope. It gets you on the algorithms, which is helpful to, ranking up in Spotify world.
Yes. Now, let me ask you something. You say you listened to the song on the big speakers. What song did you listen to?
Well, it wasn't a huge speaker, but I just went to your profile and hit shuffle play. And then I was playing darts. So I just kind of had it in the background. Let me pull up Spotify real quick, and maybe I'll know it by the name.
That would be really interesting because there's a shift in the way that this music sounds between me using Studio One and then upgrading to Pro Tools. That's dope.
Yeah, so it's not, let me look on my cell phone. Let me look on the app because I'm trying to look at the web player to see if it tells me the last few songs that I played.
Yeah.
Let me see. The one I have up on my phone right now looks like the last one I was listening to is called Get to the Bag.
Okay. It's an interesting story about that song.
That's what we want to hear. So might as well dive into it. Tell me about it.
So that song is actually produced by a guy I know named Jimmy Bangers. He lives in Orlando. So when he sent me the beat for the song, I did the song and I posted a clip to my Instagram. And this guy reached out to me. He said, "Yo, I want to jump on the song." I was like, "All right, come on, let's do it." And he was talking about how, we're going to be able to do shows and all this other type of stuff, once we got a song together. So we do the song. He sends me his verse, but I'm telling him like, bro, I need you to send me your verse, not on the beat. You know what I'm saying? Like the acapella vocal track so that I can have the song mixed. Because the song isn't even really mixed and mastered the way that I wanted it to be. But so he never did that. And then when I was like, all right, fuck it, I'm gonna just go ahead and drop the song. I asked him for his BMI, ASCAP information, all this other type of stuff. And he didn't want to give it to me. And I was just trying to tell him like, listen, I'm trying to do the right thing and make sure that you get your credit on this song. And, like whatever. We didn't already talked about going half on a music video for the song, just like everything. And he's not trying to do the paperwork on the song. So he like made threats saying that he was going to just drop the song himself because, it'll make the song go up. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, fuck that. And I just hurried up and dropped it, like with no plans, no nothing. I just put the song out, registered the song. Yeah, and just like credited everything to myself. Like, bro, fuck you.
So that's like a legitimate kind of beef right there, not just fake stuff for PR.
No, that's like some some real shit. Because like even after that, like he unfollowed me on Instagram. But when he unfollowed me, he would like still like comment on my shit. So one time I posted a video and I was performing at like this open mic and it was pretty dead in there, like wasn't nobody in there, but I had just moved to this area and I just wanted to get out there to see what was out there. So I'm performing and shit. He comment on it like, yeah, if we'd have put our song together, you wouldn't have been in that empty ass room. And I'm just like, bro, you're not even following me, but you still actively coming to my page, checking up on my shit to see what it is that I'm doing, because you're upset that I didn't put the song out. Like, you should have just did the paperwork.
Man.
I don't never do music with any artist without doing paperwork.
You want me to play that song? You want people to hear it on this show, or?
Yeah, go ahead and play that shit.
Hang on a second. I'll share my Spotify screen because I just think it looks badass on the screen.
Yeah. Play that John. I'm about to share my I'm about to share the link. Got that fresh updated profile on Spotify. Let me check, see where people's
at. All right, here we go. So that, oh man, so I kind of found it on random. Where am I gonna find that under?
So just type in igobyneq, get to the bag, or you could go into singles.
Okay, yeah, let's go to discography.
Yeah, go to discography and just scroll under singles. It's down there. Keep scrolling. It's the one right. Yep, right there.
All right, yeah, let's play that, and we'll be right back. Sorry about that. I started playing on my cell phone, man. This happens when you're live, guys.
It'd be like that.
I promise it. It just happens, man.
It'd be like
just happens. All right, here we go.
Gotta get to the bag, they already know. Prices up on the stock, gotta let it go. I just do what I do, they don't need to know. Middle fingers, that haters, we on the road. Chasing the check, get it. Chasing the check, get it. Gotta get to the bag, they already know. Prices up on the stock, gotta let it go. I just do what I do, they don't need to know. Middle fingers, that haters, we on the road. Chasing the check, get it. Whoa. Chasing the check, get it. Oh Lord, checks in. My accountant just called me and told me the checks in. Now I'm bossing up on them and flexing. Doing me, I ain't worried about the next man. Why they switching when niggas was down and out? Got the money, I'm all that they talk about. Now it's fuck them, don't got no love for them. Now they really mad cause I do not fuck with them. I'm steady building my team. They busy switching sides. I change the city to switch the vibe. Need a fat ass and some thicker thighs. Haters be watching my moves now, like we friends now, but we not though. I just slide through, get the bag, slide out. They say, "Nick, why you change for?" Gotta get to the bag, they already know. Prices up on the stock, gotta let it go. I just do what I do, they don't need to know. Middle fingers, that haters, we on the road. Chasing the check, get it. Chasing the check, get it. Oh shit, price went up. Bad bitch like the fuck. This that money talk. I gotta go and get it. They say I'm too explicit. I don't give a fuck about a nigga. Fall in line, pay attention. I'm about to show these rappers how to get it. I've been on my wave and I made them listen. Middle fingers to the system. I'ma need more than a couple million. If I made it, I own it. You fucking kidding? I've been here for a minute just trying to get rich off this rap shit. I need it all if you asking. I want my house on the hills and a bitch in my bed and we chillin', relaxing. Gotta get to the bag, they already know. Prices up on the stock, gotta let it go. I just do what I do, they don't need to know. Middle fingers, that haters, we on the road. Chasing the check, get it. Chasing the check, get it.
Yeah, that beat hit pretty good, man.
Yeah, appreciate it. Yeah, that second verse came like 2 weeks after the first one.
Do you have a lot of songs that are just sitting around written that you hadn't, found the right beat for yet?
I used to have songs like that, but now I don't really write my music. I write the songs down after. You know what I'm saying? So like, I'm one of those people where I go in and I just punch in every line for line, or 3-4 lines here, 2 lines here, and you know what I'm saying. I take it from there.
One thing that I think is important is to know what you're good at and what you're not good at, and that I don't think I'm good at, man. I have to sit down with like the pen and the paper, and I have the beat on, I have like the 8 bars or 16 bar section on loop, and I'm just kind of writing it out as I go, and
Yeah.
which is kind of the same thing, but I have to have it written down because when I go record it, I'm actually reading it.
See, it's like before I even like get the words, I get the melody for where I want to go at with the verse. So like on my YouTube channel, I posted a video of me recording like a song, and like you could see, like at first while I'm doing the song, I'm literally just mumbling, you know what I'm saying? But I'm just getting the melody out and just trying to figure out where I want to go at. And then I'll do that for 12 whole bars. You know what I'm saying? Like literally just feel the verse. And then I'll go back and I'll plug the words in that I feel like go in there. So like when I'm writing music, that's how I'll write it. But if I'm not writing it, I'm just punching in.
It sounds crazy to people that don't understand the process. My wife will hear me just be like, I'm just like, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm writing. What is it? What else would I be doing?
Right. You're trying to get your melody. You're trying to get the feel.
And sometimes you'll accidentally hear a word right there, right? And you'll be like, yeah, okay, I can work with that word. It makes sense. Or sometimes I'll come up with like one little phrase, that's like 3 or 4 words that I just repeat for like the whole, fucking verse, right? You just do it. And then you're like, all right, I can build on that. And then the song just kind of takes off from there.
Right.
But do you ever like say, okay, I'm going to go in here. I am feeling this today. Like I'm either happy about X or mad about X or pissed off about X. So I'm going to talk about X. I may have to figure out the words, but this is what I'm talking about.
Yes. That's literally where it starts. So like when I'm creating music, I got to start with emotion. Before I can listen to a beat, before I can, write a word, I need to feel emotion. So I write the best music when I'm like sad. You know what I'm saying? A lot of my music, it comes out better when I'm sad. And so when you hear songs where I'm talking shit, talking about chasing money, getting money, that's me strategically trying to make a more up-tempo fucking party song because I'm always like in a state of fucking angst, even though I'm like grown, So I'm
Nothing wrong with angst. Nothing wrong with angst.
Right. But I'm writing that type of music. So I know that's where I thrive at, when I write that more deep, introspective, emotional type of shit. So before I listen to a beat, I know I'm going into it with that. And so when I hear a beat, it gotta make me feel emotion. And then whatever emotion the beat brings out, then that's what I'm writing about. So if it's sad, then I try to like say, you know what, I'm gonna write about a time where I was sad. Or if it's angry, write about a time where I had, anger going on or something like that. Just, it's all about the beat next.
Have you ever written a song and recorded it about like a particular person and then like they heard it and they were like, yo, what the fuck?
Yes. So the song, Kaylee's song, actually, if you go to the video on YouTube, it has 1 dislike. The 1 dislike is from the person that the song is about. And they told me,
funny. That's pretty
they
funny.
told me to my face, like, yeah, I dislike that shit. I was like, okay. But yeah, no, like, I don't usually tell people who my songs are about. So if someone heard a song and it was about them, they 9 times out of 10 they wouldn't know it was about them.
I mean, that can be good or bad, right? You could write a song about somebody you love, right? And then it could be a diss track. I know the worst one I ever wrote, I can't even play it now because I'm just not that angry anymore. When I was going through, like my second divorce and I was in my late 20s, you think you got it all figured out. man, just went off on my sister-in-law at the time, or my soon-to-be ex-sister-in-law at the time. And I even put that on the album I put out. I got a copy, a paper from the copyright office with all the songs from that album, and like that track is still on there. And like the name of the song was Fat and then her name. And it was just really mean. And obviously I don't play it now, because it's just, that's not how I represent myself. All my girls are older and stuff, so I don't want them hearing all that nasty stuff, But yeah, it was crazy. Because if you get in the studio in the right state of mind or the wrong state of mind, man, you can really light someone up. Have you ever just gone in like with the fresh rage, like it wasn't even that long ago, and you went into the studio?
No, yeah, like all my songs, when I am speaking about, people, I'm in that state of mind when I'm making songs. So like I have a song on God's Gift, Volume 4. That's one of my mixtapes that I dropped on all streaming services. The last song is called Heard About Me. And I was having some issues with my sister. And, I didn't necessarily like disrespect, but and that's how I got my rage out. Like, what I'm saying? I was saying things like, you did it for the gram, but was it worth it? You know what I'm saying? Like, one of the lines in the song, it was like, I can almost bet you don't know nothing about me. I bet you know my name and all the shit you heard about me. Because I'm just speaking on the fact that like, yeah, you my family, but we don't really got a relationship. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't really know me, but you just know what you hear about me. You know what I'm saying? And so like, I try to make the songs general. You know what I'm saying? Even though I'm talking about specific people, I try to make my songs general so that the topic of discussion or whatever I'm saying can just kind of resonate with other people and not just make it just like my own personal situation.
Yeah, that's funny. Heard About Me, because I wrote a diss track called Wanna Be Like Me.
Mm-hmm.
It was funny. I was mad at my little brother, and it was his wife that I wrote the other song about. So just, not a good time in the old Slade household.
Yeah, tell me.
The old Slade family values, were being tested. But anyway, we're all adults, moved past it. It was 10, 11 years ago. I'm over it. Hopefully everybody else is. I ain't mad. I'll write an apology track if I need to, whatever. But yeah, man, it's kind of addictive though, right? You get the rush when you start like writing, talking shit about somebody. Yeah. And yeah, like you keep it to where like they know it's about them without you having to say.
Yeah, it's about them.
Right, because they're on the inside. They know, oh, these motherfuckers talking about me.
Oh yeah.
What the hell's going on here? It was a dope ass beat though.
Yeah, but you make it so vague to where as though everybody can, nobody know who you talking about, but they know who you talking about.
Correct, Mundo. So you brought up Kaylee's song. We haven't played that one yet. Do you want us to play that one? Yeah,
go ahead and play it. That one gets a lot of
I'll try to get my shit together better on this screen sharing. The last time it went a little wonky, so give me 1 second and I'll share Spotify again.
I got you.
For everybody listening and watching, man, if everybody invites one more person to the live stream, we'll double the audience. So get the word out. live.gsladeshow.com is easier to say than youtube.com/watch V = VZIGJ blah blah blah.
Or you could just hit the share button, press copy, and just send the link out.
See, you should be producing the show.
Hit the share. I've been doing that. Hit the share button right there. Copy the link, send it out. You can even send it straight to Facebook.
All right, so we're going to play Kaylee's song, and we're going to be right back and keep talking.
Drip, yeah. Girl, stop playing with my heart. Where did I go wrong? You ain't love me from the start. And I don't know what's going on, but I can't take this anymore. I think it's time that I move on. Girl, stop playing with my heart. Where did I go wrong? You ain't love me from the start. And I don't know what's going on, but I can't take this anymore. I think it's time that I move on. Different. You wanna change the vision. vision. I had some plans made in advance, but you ain't wanna hear it. We going back and forth about it, man, I hate this feeling. And I know you hate to hear it, but I just want you listen. You did some things that ain't too good to me. You wanna deny, say it happened way too long ago when time is passing by. I should probably be over it. Why? Cause you're over it. I ain't gonna lie, I'm over it, but you still on the same shit. And I don't get it. Girl, stop playing with my heart. Where did I go wrong? You ain't love me from the start. And I don't know what's going on, but I can't take this anymore. I think it's time that I move on. Girl, stop playing with my heart. Where did I go wrong? You ain't love me from the start. And I don't know what's going on, but I can't take this anymore. I think it's time that I move on. Young love, I know it's hard to grow. I'm different and you don't see it, but you gotta know. I'm trying to make way and you play games, yeah, yeah, yeah. Every other day it's like your feelings change, yeah, yeah, yeah. I hope you know I love you, girl, but I can't keep up with the motions, no. Every day you leave me hopeless, I know. This ain't what I really came for, you gotta know. Oh, girl, stop playing with my heart. Where did I go wrong? You ain't love me from the start. And I don't know what's going on, but I can't take this anymore. I think it's time that I move on. Girl, stop playing with my heart. Where did I go wrong? You ain't love me from the start. And I don't know what's going on, but I can't take this anymore. I think it's time that I move on.
All right, let me add that to the show playlist to make sure that people can find that.
Yeah.
I lost my button.
Oh, that's so great. We're going to put that on that playlist. I appreciate that, man. Playlisting is important on playlist. What is it? Spotify.
There you go. Real time. It's done.
Yeah.
Let me see. What am I doing? All right, so we're talking to igobyneq. We've heard a couple songs. If you're just joining the live stream, because I see a couple people jumped on, so that's awesome. Means we're doing our job and sharing it. I was doing an Instagram story during that song, trying to get people on there, spamming that out to everybody I know. Because I just think these shows are important. You know, there's so much music out there. You know, like, you know, Drake's rich and you know, Jay-Z's rich. We don't need to be sharing everything they do, right? We need to support the indie artists. You know what I mean? Like, these are the people that are hungry and on the come up and all that. So this is what I like to do with this show, you know, get the word out about, you know, these great artists, because there's literally hundreds and thousands of great artists out there. And I just like to shine the spotlight on one at a time, and I'm having a great time. Hopefully you're enjoying being on the show so far.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm enjoying myself.
So I bet I could say that so far, this is your favorite interview ever.
Ha! This is definitely my favorite interview ever.
All right, we're going to leave it at that. We don't need to explain it anymore. So as far as live stuff, what experience have you had, like, doing your own songs live, and what, you know, do you have anything promising in the works for 2021 as far as performing live?
I'm gonna tell you now, I don't have anything planned for 2020 as far as performing live in a traditional sense, but I will tell you this. I'm planning to do one of those live performances, stay at home for Valentine's Day. I'm going to do kind of like a flip on Valentine's Day. Instead of it being super duper emotional, super duper like lovey-dovey, I'm performing all my emotional songs. So it's gonna be like I'm gonna do a play on like the single hearts, whatever. But last year I did a few performances last year. I went to Atlanta, performed to a packed house. I did a lot of open mics. I'm gonna keep it real. I hate the performing stages when you're like independent and you're not on like shows. You know,
they're sticky as hell, aren't they? They're sticky.
Yeah. Yeah, like I hate the waiting around part. Like you waiting to go on stage. You go to an open mic, you sign up. You're the fifth person to sign up, but it's like 1,000 freaking people going before you. But I like performing the music. I just really want to start working on how I control the crowd.
Makes a lot of sense. So, if you had a chance to perform live with any, let's say, two other artists, who are you going with?
I'm definitely going with Drake. Definitely going with Drake.
I think I knew that one.
And the next person that I would perform with, it would have to be, I love Party Next Door. Party Next Door. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Party Next Door, but I love Party, so that would be it.
Cool, not bad. I meant to mention it earlier because you brought up Drake and the what was the album you brought up?
Take Care.
Yeah, now that was the first one, right?
That was the second album.
What was the first one? Thank Me Later?
Yeah, the first one was Thank Me Later.
Okay.
And then the second one was Take Care.
All right. Now, what my take on Drake has always been, obviously he's really talented and very popular and he gets over with the crowd and all that. I always found that he really comes a lot harder with his energy when he's like a featured on a track. And then his solo stuff seems to be very like chill, very more melodic.
I feel like the reason that happens is because he steps into their world. So when he does these features, he's not doing features with artists that are, doing the emotional music. These are turn up guys. These are pop bottles in the club, fuck bitches get money type guys. So when he does these features with them, he tries to join the worlds of him not really being like the street guy, but also being able to create a up-tempo hit record with these guys like Young Thug or who else, any one of these.
Well, like his first big hit was Forever, and he was on there with Wayne and Eminem and Kanye, right? I think that was the group.
Yeah, and they don't like, all of them make different music. Eminem, Wayne, like they all make different style of music. They talk of, and when I say style, I'm talking about as far as what they're talking about, their message in their music, the beat selection, you know what I'm saying? So it's kind of, when you do songs with people like that, you gotta meet them where they at. And he come hard when he on that shit. But for his shit, he just laid back and melodramatic and, oh, she drove past my house, I love her.
Yeah, I enjoyed the sound of it when I listened to it, but I was like, because I heard all of his stuff that he was featured on first, right? That was how I got introduced to him. And then I started listening to his solo stuff, and I'm like, is this the right Drake? I'm like checking my phone, like, okay, yeah, it's Drake. Okay.
Yeah.
It's pretty dope though. It sounds good. It's definitely like the two very different moods, and that makes perfect sense what you're saying. When he's jumping on somebody else's track, he's got to match the energy.
Yeah,
he can't just completely do something different. So
right,
that makes 100% sense.
And you don't hear those guys on his albums. If you really look in the history of his music, you don't hear those guys on his album. It's always like these random songs that come out, or he's on their song, some shit like that, but like not on his album.
So you think anybody's better than Drake?
What, far as like, when you say better, what criteria are we talking about?
Your personal taste. Would you say, if somebody says who's the best, do you go with Drake? Like,
no, if you ask me who's the best rapper ever, I'm going to say Jay-Z. If you're going to ask me who is my favorite performing artist, then Drake, because Jay-Z has dope music, that street shit that you want to hear, but Drake got songs that, I'm not a drug dealer. I never sold crack and none of that type of stuff. So I can't really identify with a lot of Jay-Z music, but I just like him. But Drake music, what he talking about in his music, I can identify with it. It speaks to my soul. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and what do you think about guys like Jay-Z, who obviously, when they were coming up in the '90s, they were talking about shit they were doing, whether they sold drugs or lived by the trap houses or had to hustle when they were 12 years old or whatever they had to do to make it. What do you think about them when they're 40 years old, rapping about mansions and the baby leaning on an ivory piano and shit like that? Like, do you feel that, or is that just like,
I love it.
whatever, you earned it, you can do what you want?
I love it. And I'm glad you brought that up because one of my favorite Jay-Z albums is Magna Carta Holy Grail.
It's a dope album, I can't lie, but do you think younger fans that didn't know Jay-Z already would connect with that without already being a Jay-Z fan?
I feel like they connected with the single Picasso because
that was a tight single.
Yeah, that gave them more of the bop that they needed. But far as just like listening to the album or even the song he did with Justin Timberlake, they connected with that song. What was that song? Holy Grail. What? Holy Grail, right? Wasn't it the song?
Yeah, don't make. I know what song you're talking about.
Yeah,
he's like, get him, Jay. Yeah, they did that live, and Jay-Z just got up out the crowd, like, it wasn't nothing. No, that was a dope song too. The album wasn't bad. Like, I think Magna Carta was better than Watch the Throne, the one he did with Kanye.
Yeah, no,
that one was all right.
Yeah, that one had a few good songs on it. But far as just listening to an album from start to finish, the Magna Carta Holy Grail, like I actually had the CD and I went to the store, I bought the CD, listened to it every single day. Like I would listen to it on my drive home. You know what I'm saying? So like the project was maybe 30, 40 minutes long at the most, but I listened to it, every day, every song. I didn't skip one song, except for the one he did with Nas. I hated that one.
Are you not a Nas fan, or just that song you weren't?
Not a Nas fan. I'm gonna keep it real. I'm not a Nas fan. The only song Nas has ever dropped that I can identify with is "I Know I Can Be What I Want to Be." Remember that song?
Yeah, actually, I just had to listen to a lot of Nas because I was on this other podcast called Life Unplugged. Shout out to Jeremy and his podcast. Great show. But we did like a live stream. We were talking about giving each other homework, where I gave him a rock album to go listen to, and he gave me a rap album to go listen to. So he gave me Illmatic by Nas because that was his favorite. And so I listened to that. And, it was very like of the times, that New York style. And then I gave him Hybrid Theory by Linkin Park. Have you ever heard Linkin Park?
Linkin Park is one of my favorites. When I was in my emo bag, that was Linkin Park. Mike Shinoda, like I really fuck with Mike Shinoda. He was like doing the rap, the rap rock thing. Like that shit was dope.
Yeah, and he's got a solo album out now, because Chester, passed, unfortunately. Yeah. And so they can't really do the Linkin Park stuff anymore. Although there's a few people I'd love to, like, for just on tour, take his place. Like, I think Lizzie Hale of Hailstorm, I don't know if you're familiar with that band, but it's a female-fronted band. I think she'd do a great job doing Chester's parts. That'd be cool. Jay-Z did an album with Linkin Park.
Yes, that's like when they did the Collision Course album. That was one of my first introductions to Linkin Park. Like, obviously, because that helped bridge the gap between like that style of music and hip hop. And so when I heard them, that's when I started to listen to more music. And then I had a friend in high school who put me onto them, like more of their music. Her name was Ariana. So like Linkin Park was the shit. Linkin Park, Sum 41. It was
the thing I love about Linkin Park is like, because my biggest influences were rock and rap. And obviously that's their biggest influences, because I don't think I've heard a band merge it as well as them. Like, I don't think anybody even comes close. There's good ones out there, but I don't think anybody comes close.
What makes them so good, and people don't realize this, but Mike Shinoda was spitting. Like, one thing, you don't know why. It doesn't even matter how hard you try. Keep that in mind. I designed this mind to, like, he was going in. And like, if he was a rapper rapping like that, like people would be like, oh yeah. He's in the same category with these guys that spit in bars. But he was in a rock band. So it's like, you didn't really look at him as like a rapper, but he put them bars on those rock songs and gave them songs that swag. And then Chester, he comes in with the you know, the vocal tone that's just so different. It's just like the perfect merge.
Sorry, I was muted. Yeah, I would love to play some of their stuff, but I don't know. You know, I'd probably end up owing them some money if I played it on a live stream, so we won't do that. But you guys should check out Linkin Park after you listen to I Go By Neek, of course. So anyway, let's talk about more of your music. Tell me about another song, and you know, we'll pull it up and play it.
All right, so this is the final song of the night. I definitely want you to get into my single "Nights in the East." I just dropped that, you know, less than 4 weeks ago. I'm trying to get a music video shot for that. They're having some technical difficulties, but, you know, I deal with that. We almost at 6,000 streams, guys. Run it up.
Nice. Yeah, you're definitely getting some love out there. So we're going to play Nights in the East, and then we'll be right back, I guess, to wrap it up. Be right back, guys.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is what they asked for, so this is what they gon' get. I be at your front door, I'm just trying to make a flip. However you want it, no, you can get it, bitch. Money over everything, I'm just trying to profit.
Get my weight up, money stack, big checks, take them to the bank and I'ma cash that. Every time I step inside this bitch, I'm spitting straight fact. They don't really want to see me when I had to take that. All these bitches love me and these pussy niggas hate that. Dragging on you niggas like a motherfucking racetrack. Ooh, I got the sauce, I bet you taste that. I go by Neek and tell them, homie, don't play that. If that money talking, niggas say that. But they ain't usually talking about no money, so I'm deaf. I had to take a second, get some shit up off my chest. Cause niggas selling dreams and I ain't trying to invest. All we talk is big planes. In the future it was next. Hating ass niggas getting left. It's money over everything, I do it to the death. And God can only judge me, God's gift.
This is what they asked for, so this is what they gon' get. I be at your front door, I'm just trying to make a flip. However you want it, no, you can get it, bitch. Money over everything, I'm just trying to profit.
I'm a boss, let me start it off. I played the cards that's doubt, I had to get it all. Money over everything, you fucking right, I want it all. If you ain't talking millions and ownership, we don't speak at all. Level up in this game and now I know too much. Strong arm in these niggas, now they know what's up. Couple 100,000, that's just not enough. Killing every record, so who hot is us? Fuck you heard about me, I'm the man with the plan and the blueprint. They know how I do shit, so I don't understand why they hating when I do shit. But she love it when I do shit. I'm just tryna get it, spend it all on a new crib. Pull up in a new whip. Every other day I spend 100 on a new fit. Cause I like new shit.
This is what they asked for, so this is what they gon' get. I be at your front door, I'm just trying to make a flip. However you want it, no, you can get it, bitch. Money over everything, I'm just trying to profit.
All right, we're back. And I don't know if you saw me do it, but I added that to the playlist as well. So that's going to be on there. So you got 3 tracks on there. So you guys check that out. The playlist for the show, playlist.gsladeshow.com. Well, I've had a good time with this. I hope you've enjoyed it as much as I have.
Definitely. This was dope. First interview. Heads up.
So tell me, what's going on behind you? A little round ball looking thing there on the mic stand. What is that?
Oh, this is my mic. You ever heard of a chaotic ball?
Not at all.
So, like a lot of people, they don't have like soundproofing and stuff. And I have a small apartment. So I bought this chaotic ball. You just put it around the microphone and it provides the soundproofing. So it's like in like a padded little room. And then this
It's like a mic fro.
You said a mic what?
Mic fro.
Pretty much. Pretty much.
Yeah.
And
that's pretty neat. That makes sense because you can't really treat your apartment, for audio quality. You can only do so much in there. And
nope. Yeah. That's $250. So it's pretty expensive, wow. But it's definitely worth it. I saw the difference between my vocals.
Yeah, no, I usually close the show by letting the artist, offer some advice to other indie artists, and that's some advice I'll throw out there. The more you put into it, the more you get out of it. You can't make good music with shitty equipment. Like you can write great songs, but if you're recording on, karaoke microphones running into the little pink hole in the back of your computer, it's going to sound like shit. I don't care what you're doing, But what advice do you have for other indie artists that might be watching and have, maybe they're not as far on their journey as you are, and they can pick up some knowledge? What do you have to offer them?
My advice for indie artists, 1 second. I'm gonna grab something.
Love live, man. I love it. So, never know what's gonna happen.
My advice for indie artists is to go get this book. See what this book is? This book is called All You Need to Know About the Music Business. And this book is going to teach you the steps that you need to know. Not everything, but the majority of what you need to know about what these terms that these people are speaking of when they talk about publishing and masters and all this other type of shit. Learn the business. Also, what I'll tell you is that you might have a shitty recording of your song. But if you are an artist that have a solid fan base and you have people that are listening to your music, if you make sure that you got your business together, you register your songs and you put them songs out, your fans are gonna listen regardless of how it sounds. You're gonna make money. Just make sure you register your music. Learn the business. That's my advice.
Very cool. Very cool. Now, you obviously have a very dope hoodie on. You got your own merch on. I want one of those hoodies. Where do I go?
igobyneq.com. Merch. This hoodie is actually sold out, but I will have them in restock very soon. So I'm probably gonna get like, a new color. I don't know. I just want to see, how I like this one personally, but everybody fucks with it. Sold out in a week. 7 days. So yeah, if you want to get the merch, just go to igobyneq.com. We got t-shirts. Where the t-shirts at? I forgot where I put them at. igobyneq.com.
This is so cool, man. I love it live. You never know what's gonna happen. See, if I had recorded this beforehand, I would have had to they would have been like, edit this out, and you guys get to see it happening. So
igobyneq.com merch. We got t-shirts. I'll get you one of these. I'll send you this one. This is for you.
You gonna sign it?
I'm gonna sign it. Definitely. So make sure you go to igobyneq.com because we still got the t-shirts, but the hoodie is sold out.
Well, now I like to think everything is for sale. How much for the hoodie you're wearing?
The hoodie I'm wearing, you want this hoodie $50 right off of me.
All right,
it's a small though.
$50.
It's a small. I had it on for 2 days.
Well, I need a large. Just shoot me a large. I'll send you that address.
I got you a large. I actually have a large that I have on stash.
Sweet. I had another question for you. What was it? It was a good question. Shit, I should have wrote it down. Oh man, we're talking about merch and the website and the hoodie and man, I don't know. I hate that I forgot it. I feel like it was a good question, but I think I forget one question a show, so that was my question for this one, I guess. It seemed like it was really cool, but I'll have to if I think of it, I'll tweet it to you, and we'll just share the answer.
Definitely. Find me on Twitter, igobyneq, Instagram, igobyneq, everywhere online. Just Google my name, igobyneq.
Well, thank you so much for coming on the show. We're going to keep this up on the channel forever. We're going to throw the audio up on the podcast site, gsladeshow.com, or you can find G Slade's Indie Music Showcase. Let me see. There it is right there. You can see the logo right there. G Slade's Indie Music Showcase. Search for that in your favorite podcast app. The I Go by Neek episode is going to be there. Lots of other episodes are going to be there. We're not slowing down anytime soon. And I just appreciate all of the viewers. And that's all I got for the night. I appreciate all the live viewers. And thanks for coming on the show. This has been very dope.
Hey.
Oh, I remembered my question.
Go ahead.
If I need a feature, how much do I got to send you for that?
If you need a feature, you don't got to send me nothing. If somebody else want a feature, DM me for quotes.
It's do you charge by the bar, or you know what I mean? Like
no, actually, I don't charge anybody right now for features. I feel like you got to be on a certain type of level to warrant the fee that the other artist is paying. Right now, I'm really just trying to collaborate. So like, if you got a dope song idea, shoot it over to me. What I hate is when someone wants to do a feature with me and then they want me to build the entire song and then send it to them.
No,
so
you're supposed to have it done, and you just need to drop your bars and move on with life. That's it.
Yes.
Well, I'm gonna take you up on that because I need some spice on some of my stuff. All right, so we're gonna do that.
I got you.
Appreciate you coming on. Thanks everybody. I'm about to hit stop, so it's just gonna awkwardly pause because I'm not good at video editing. I don't know how to make those cool ass transitions.
Oh, good.
I'm gonna figure it out though. One day it's gonna look real cool. But anyway, guys. All right, thanks for viewing. Appreciate it. Peace out.
Peace.